Imagine a young man, just barely grown up, setting sail on a huge adventure. The sea stretches out before him, vast and unknown, filled with both promise and peril. His heart races with a mix of excitement and trepidation as he steps onto the ship, his suitcase in hand, ready to leave behind the familiar shores of home. This journey is not just a physical voyage but a leap into the unknown, a quest for knowledge and discovery that will test his limits and reshape his understanding of the world. This was Charles Darwin in 1831, a young scientist on the ship HMS Beagle. At just 22 years old, Darwin was embarking on a journey that would last nearly 5 years and take him around the globe. He was not the captain or a seasoned sailor but a naturalist eager to explore the wonders of the natural world. His mission was to observe, collect, and document the diverse forms of life he encountered, a task that would lay the groundwork for his groundbreaking theories. The Beagle's job was to map the coast of South America, a job that Darwin, with his love for nature, was excited about. The ship's primary mission was to chart the treacherous waters and uncharted territories, providing valuable information for future navigators. But for Darwin, this was an unparalleled opportunity to immerse himself in the rich biodiversity of the region. He spent countless hours on deck, observing the coastline, sketching the landscapes, and noting the unique flora and fauna that thrived in these remote areas. He had no idea this trip would change how we understand life on Earth forever. As the Beagle sailed into the horizon, Darwin's mind was filled with questions and possibilities. He pondered the mysteries of life, the origins of species, and the intricate web of relationships that connected all living things. Little did he know that his observations and insights during this voyage would lead to a scientific revolution, challenging long-held beliefs and reshaping our understanding of the natural world. It was on this trip that Darwin, by watching carefully and taking lots of notes, started to form his big idea about evolution. He meticulously documented his findings, filling his notebooks with detailed sketches, descriptions, and observations. Each specimen he collected, each animal he studied added a piece to the puzzle he was trying to solve. His keen eye for detail and relentless curiosity drove him to question the status quo and seek answers to the fundamental questions of life. Darwin's trip wasn't a fancy vacation, it was a tough journey with lots of challenges and discoveries. The voyage was fraught with dangers, from violent storms that battered the ship to the harsh and unforgiving landscapes they traversed. Darwin and his fellow explorers faced numerous hardships, including illness, extreme weather, and the constant threat of the unknown. Yet, it was these very challenges that forged his resilience and deepened his resolve to uncover the secrets of nature. He sailed through storms, explored thick jungles, and crossed huge grassy plains. Each new environment presented its own set of challenges and wonders. In the dense jungles, he marveled at the vibrant ecosystems teeming with life, from the smallest insects to the towering trees. On the vast plains, he observed the intricate dance of predator and prey, the delicate balance that sustained the natural order. These experiences broadened his perspective and enriched his understanding of the interconnectedness of all living things. Everywhere he went, Darwin collected plants, animals, and fossils of creatures that had died out long ago. His collection grew with each stop, a testament to the incredible diversity of life on Earth. He carefully examined each specimen, noting its unique characteristics and pondering its place in the grand tapestry of life. The fossils he unearthed provided glimpses into the distant past, revealing the long and complex history of life on our planet. His notebooks were full of drawings and descriptions of the amazing things he saw. These journals became a treasure trove of knowledge, capturing the essence of his discoveries and the insights they sparked. Each page was a window into his thought process, a record of his journey from curious observer to pioneering scientist. The meticulous notes and detailed sketches he made would later serve as the foundation for his revolutionary ideas. Darwin was a careful observer and always curious. His insatiable curiosity drove him to explore every corner of the natural world, to question everything he saw, and to seek out the underlying principles that governed the diversity of life. He was not content with superficial observations, he delved deep, seeking to understand the mechanisms and processes that shaped the living world. This relentless pursuit of knowledge set him apart and paved the way for his groundbreaking contributions to science. This led him to see small but important differences in animals and plants of the same kind. He noticed variations that others might have overlooked, subtle differences in beak shapes, leaf patterns, and coloration, These observations were not just trivial details, they were clues to the underlying processes of adaptation and evolution. Darwin's keen eye for these variations allowed him to piece together the puzzle of how species changed over time and adapted to their environments. These differences would later become super important to his big idea. They formed the basis for his theory of natural selection. The idea that species evolve over time through the differential survival and reproduction of individuals with advantageous traits. This concept would revolutionize biology, providing a unifying framework for understanding the diversity of life on Earth. Darwin's observations and insights during his voyage on the Beagle were the seeds from which this transformative idea would grow. Darwin wasn't happy just watching, he asked lots of questions. He engaged with the local inhabitants, seeking their knowledge and insights about the natural world. He discussed his observations with the ship's crew and fellow scientists, constantly refining his ideas and testing his hypotheses. This collaborative approach enriched his understanding and provided new perspectives that helped shape his theories. Darwin's willingness to ask questions and seek answers from multiple sources was a key factor in his success as a scientist. He wondered why some animals thrived in certain places while others didn't. He pondered the factors that influenced the distribution and abundance of species, the interactions between predators and prey, and the role of the environment in shaping the characteristics of organisms. These questions were not just academic, they were central to understanding the dynamics of life on Earth. Darwin's curiosity about these fundamental questions drove him to explore the underlying principles of ecology and evolution. He thought about how hunters and the hunted connected, and how the environment shaped the creatures living there. He observed the intricate relationships between species, the delicate balance of ecosystems, and the ways in which organisms adapted to their surroundings. These observations led him to develop a deeper understanding of the processes of natural selection and adaptation. Darwin's insights into the interconnectedness of life and the role of the environment in shaping species were groundbreaking, and laid the foundation for modern evolutionary biology. These questions, written in his journals with his observations, fueled his desire to understand the secrets of nature. His journals were more than just records of his journey. They were a testament to his relentless pursuit of knowledge and his unwavering commitment to uncovering the truths of the natural world. Each entry reflected his curiosity, his meticulous attention to detail, and his passion for discovery. These journals would become invaluable resources, providing the evidence and insights that would underpin his revolutionary theories. By watching carefully and thinking hard, Darwin started to figure out the puzzle of life's variety, a puzzle that would lead to his revolutionary theory. His observations, questions, and insights coalesced into a coherent framework that explained the diversity of life through the process of natural selection. This theory would challenge existing paradigms, spark intense debates, and ultimately transform our understanding of the natural world. Darwin's journey on the HMS Beagle was not just a voyage of exploration, it was a journey of intellectual discovery that changed the course of science forever. Of all the places the Beagle visited, none were as transformative for Charles Darwin as the Galapagos Islands. These remote islands, located in the Pacific Ocean, became the cornerstone for his groundbreaking work on the theory of evolution. The Galapagos Islands were the most important for Darwin's developing theory. The unique and diverse landscapes, from volcanic terrains to lush greenery, provided a perfect backdrop for his observations. These isolated islands, full of unique animals, were like a real-life laboratory for watching evolution happen. Darwin meticulously documented the various species he encountered, noting their distinct characteristics and behaviors. Darwin was amazed by the different types of finches, each perfectly suited to the island where it lived. He observed that the beaks of these finches varied significantly, adapted to their specific diets and environments. He saw tortoises with shells shaped by their environment and marine iguanas that could find food in the ocean. These observations led him to ponder the adaptability and survival mechanisms of these creatures. The Galapagos Islands, separated from the rest of the world for a very long time, showed how being isolated could lead to new types of animals. This isolation allowed species to evolve independently, resulting in a plethora of unique adaptations. Darwin noticed that creatures on different islands came from the same ancestor but had changed over time because of their different environments. This was a crucial insight, suggesting that species were not fixed but could change and diversify. This idea, That animals and plants could change and adapt was a key part of the puzzle Darwin was solving. He began to see the natural world as a dynamic and ever-changing system, where adaptation was key to survival. Darwin's time in the Galapagos was a big moment. It was here that he gathered the crucial evidence that would later form the basis of his theory of natural selection, a concept that would revolutionize our understanding of life on Earth. He started to see nature not as something still and unchanging, but as something always changing and adapting. This realization was profound, challenging the static view of life that was prevalent at the time. His observations of the island's unique creatures, especially the finches, gave strong support to his growing theory of natural selection. The Galapagos Islands, with their isolated ecosystems and diverse species, provided the perfect natural laboratory for Darwin to develop his revolutionary ideas. Darwin's meticulous notes and sketches from his time in the Galapagos would later become invaluable. They provided detailed evidence of his observations and the thought process that led to his groundbreaking conclusions. Today, the Galapagos Islands continue to be a vital location for scientific research. Modern scientists build upon Darwin's legacy, studying the island's unique ecosystems to further understand the processes of evolution and natural selection. Conservation efforts are also crucial in the Galapagos, as the delicate balance of these ecosystems faces threats from human activity and climate change. Protecting this natural wonder ensures that future generations can continue to learn from its unique biodiversity. The Galapagos Islands remain a testament to the power of nature's ability to adapt and evolve. They are a living example of the principles Darwin uncovered, showcasing the incredible diversity and resilience of life on Earth. Darwin realized that in any group of plants or animals, individuals weren't exactly alike. He observed this during his voyage on the HMS Beagle, where he meticulously documented the flora and fauna of various regions. Each species, whether plant or animal, exhibited unique characteristics that set them apart from one another. He saw differences in size, color, and even how they acted. For instance, he noted how some birds had longer beaks while others had shorter ones, and how these differences affected their feeding habits. These observations were not limited to birds. He saw similar variations in reptiles, mammals, and even insects. These differences, even small ones, fascinated Darwin. He filled his journals with detailed sketches and notes trying to understand the significance of these variations. He pondered over the reasons behind these differences and what they could mean for the survival of each species. He wondered if these differences helped some individuals survive better than others. For example, he observed that animals with certain traits were better at evading predators or finding food. This led him to think about the role of these traits in the overall survival and reproduction of the species. This simple but important question would become a major part of his theory of evolution. He began to hypothesize that these variations were not just random, but played a crucial role in natural selection. The idea that certain traits could give individuals an advantage in their environment was revolutionary. Think about the common pigeon, a bird Darwin studied a lot when he got back to England. He was intrigued by the wide range of differences among pigeon breeds, which were all descended from the wild rock pigeon. This provided a perfect example of how selective breeding could produce significant variations. He noticed the huge differences between types of pigeons, from fancy fantails to fast racing pigeons. Each breed had been developed for specific traits, such as feather patterns, flying speed, or even the shape of their beaks. These differences were a direct result of human intervention through selective breeding. Darwin realized these differences weren't just random. They were the result of people choosing to breed pigeons with specific traits. This selective breeding process mirrored what he believed happened in nature, but over a much longer period. It was a clear demonstration of how selection could lead to significant changes in a species. If people could do this, could nature do the same, but over a much longer time? Darwin began to see that natural selection could operate in a similar way, with environmental pressures favoring certain traits over others. This idea became a cornerstone of his theory of evolution by natural selection. This question drove Darwin's research for years. He meticulously gathered evidence from a wide range of species, both living and extinct, to support his theory. His work involved not just observation but also experimentation and extensive correspondence with other scientists. Darwin didn't just study pigeons, he studied barnacles, spending 8 years examining their minute differences. This painstaking work provided him with a wealth of data on variation within a species, further strengthening his ideas about natural selection. Orchids and earthworms, each offering unique insights into the diversity of life. His studies on orchids revealed intricate details about plant reproduction, while his work on earthworms highlighted their role in soil formation and ecosystem health, always looking for differences within groups and thinking about what those differences meant. He was constantly seeking to understand how these variations could influence an organism's ability to survive and reproduce in its environment. His notebooks were packed with detailed descriptions and drawings, showing the small but important differences he saw. These records were not just scientific data, they were the foundation of his groundbreaking ideas on evolution. Darwin was building his case piece by piece for how important these differences were for evolution. His meticulous work laid the groundwork for our modern understanding of biology and the diversity of life on Earth. Darwin knew that things like food, water, and shelter are limited in nature. This made him understand something important. Living things are always competing to survive. Not every animal or plant that is born will live long enough to have babies, and those that do often have traits that give them an edge. This competition, Darwin realized, was a powerful force shaping nature. Imagine a group of fast gazelles in Africa. A group of lions is nearby, and they need to catch a gazelle to eat. Only the fastest gazelles will escape the lions and live to have babies. Over many generations, this constant danger from lions will mean that the fastest gazelles survive and have babies, leading to a group of mostly fast gazelles. Darwin saw this fight for survival everywhere, from the finches competing for seeds in the Galapagos to the plants competing for sunlight in the jungle. Life was a constant battle for resources. This struggle, Darwin realized, wasn't random or messy, it was a powerful force, helping those with the best traits for survival live longer and have more babies. Hit the bell button and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Storytellers channel for more videos like this.